So I read this comic at work. I work night shift. I get off at 6 o'clock in the morning. It is 7 o'clock in the morning right now. I took a shower and I'm like, I can't go to sleep. This comic got me so emotional, I can't go to sleep. So we might as well go ahead. We need to talk about this comic right now. And I want your guys' opinion, not to like boost engagement. I don't care how many views this video gets. I just need to talk to somebody about this comic. It is crazy. And I honestly want your opinion. I don't care about the engagement. I want your opinion. Because there are things that happen in this comic that is just, we just need to get started. My name is Dorian. This is SCM Comics. We are continuing our coverage of the Fall House of X with Rise of the Power of X number 3. So the story starts off, no, scratch that. I'm confused and I need one of you guys to explain this to me like I am a 5-year-old, because I don't understand what's going on. Let me explain. So throughout this whole series, all they've been talking about is getting back to Moira's first life. Getting back to Moira's first life before her powers activate, right? Well, her very first life was uneventful. She lived a normal life. She got married, had kids, grew old, and died. And then that's when her powers activated. In the womb, she recalled her whole first life. So she had her standard intelligence in the womb. That's frightening. So on this first page, she's like, hey, this is the last day because my power is going to activate. And then she's going into her garden and she sees Professor Xavier and she recognizes him. Like, she knows this man, not like from pictures, but from having conversations with him. So how is that possible? Like, what life is this? Is it first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth?
Help me! Help me! Help me!
And this ain't my Professor Xavier. I don't want the one that walks. I want the one that's in the wheelchair and got morals. This one, whew, man. He goes, don't run, Moira. It won't do any good. I've frozen everyone within a half a mile. I just want to talk. And she knows what's about to go down, because she goes, no, Xavier, you don't. This is the day my gift activates. You come here today for only one reason. Again, which life is this?
Help me! Help me!
And he goes, no, you're wrong, old friend. I do want to talk. I need you to understand what is happening and why. And she goes, you want to talk? As the blicky is in his hand, he goes, for one last time. So now we cut to where the last video left off, where Moira was talking to Enigma, because Enigma decided to talk to Moira directly. And she's like, so you're a Dominion. Have I met you before? Because I've met some Dominions. And he goes, company. As Omega Sentinel comes out of nowhere. So Omega Sentinel's like, Moira, we need you. We're moving on to phase 2. Humanity has served its purpose. And Moira's like, give me a second, Omega Sentinel. I'll be right with you. So Omega Sentinel flies away, and now Enigma just starts leaving her notes. No, you haven't met me. She has. In fact, I brought her here. So if you've been keeping up with all this X-Men stuff, you know that Omega Sentinel came from the future. We thought that the machines sent her from the future to the past to make sure that things go their way, but really, I guess it was Enigma. Now, how important is this page? I don't think it's terribly important, but if you look at I is really interesting. It says, world mind. Using the knowledge of the future, Orchis transforms Mars into a world mind in 10 years, 1,000 years before it should be possible. They attract a friendly Dominion and then ascend, escaping any possible harm from the destructive mutants. So Enigma is the one who is setting all this stuff in motion. So they are going to create a world mind to attract a Dominion. Technically, they already did attract a Dominion. They attracted Enigma. So why are they going through all this craziness? Like, I don't understand.
Help me! Help me!
She goes, okay, I get that. But why do you want me to join you? You join me and I'll be able to travel to the timelines of your previous lives, a far larger space to which you are the only key. As it is, I am trapped inside this timeline and its dependents. So this dude's supposed to be all powerful, yet and still he can travel to the different lives that Moira lived. Rachel Summers can, but he can't. Dude, This all-powerful thing is looking real sus right now. He continues, however, even with these limitations, I can still assist Nimrod with his present AI uprising. And Moira goes, that's great for us AIs, but what's in it for me? And he goes, educated self-interest. This I can work with. So now we switch to No Place X, which is outside the space and time, and we got Rasputin 4, who is tearing up these hunter-killer sentinels that Enigma said. And she's talking to Doug, or Cypher, who we know is really Sinister, and she's like, hurry up Ramsey, you're starting to breach. So Sinister, yeah, you know what, we're just gonna call him Sinister. It's like, hey, we need more time, we need to produce more tendrils. And then Rachel's like, we all need time. Xavier needs more time to finish this mission with Moira. Mother Rice is still in that bubble. She's like, let me out, I can help. And Rasputin 4 is like, don't you listen to her. She is a Sinister, do not listen to her. So when she finds out about Doug, how do you think that's gonna go? So all of a sudden, a Sentinel hand comes through the ship right next to Doug, and he goes, Rasputin, reach. So now we switch back to Charles and Moira, and Moira's like, does it not work? Or does it go badly? Or no, let me rephrase. Is it bad enough to make Charles and Xavier do this? So Charles goes, the man I was before wouldn't have. But I am the man that's left behind after you convinced me that the best way was to compromise. And then you betrayed us, because actually all this was to save your own skin. So she's like, I don't understand what I did exactly. All I know is that I don't want to die. I want to live. I'm trapped. So then Charles is like, we're all trapped, Moira. To be human is to be trapped. You were a fool to think that being a mutant changed that. And I was a fool to let you convince me. Damn me and damn you too. So the Moira just starts running. She's like, you gotta catch me. And Charles just pretty much starts doing a whole bunch of self-loathing. How he was an orphan, and how he just wanted to be loved, have a family. And then he wanted both of those things, but then he found out he couldn't have both, so he had to choose one. So he's choosing one, and then he pretty much freezes her in place because, you know, he uses his psychic ability. So then Charles is like, you told me it's not a dream if it's real. It needs to be a dream again. Xavier, the curator of dreams, is dead. We killed him, you and I together. The dream must go on without me, and finally the world must go on without you. So now we switch back to No Place X. The Sentinel is about to kill Sinister. He goes, activate failsafe untouchable, or I guess with a force field around him. Rasputin 4 comes out of nowhere and says, get away from him, and cuts off the Sentinel's hand. So the Sinister is like, tendrils attached, we're moving, that'll buy us a few minutes. Rasputin 4 is like, the breach is sealed, that was close. How did you? And then she turns around and see a diamond on Doug's forehead, because I guess when he turns on the force field, it forced out the diamond. And he goes, now please, don't rush to conclusions, girl. I swear I'm a part of the plan, and we are all on the same side. So the Rasputin 4 is like, if it's your plan, it's wrong. We have to abort. Rachel is not Ramsey, it's Sinister. Rachel's like, what? And Rasputin 4 is like, we have to stop Xavier from killing Moira. And Rachel's like, Xavier is going to kill Moira? So then we switch back to Charles and Moira's like, still haven't pulled the trigger yet. Hard to kill a child. She's like, I've known you for most of my lives. I probably know you better than you know yourself. Are you really going to go through with this? Like, there's no other way forward? A kinder way? So Xavier's like, this is the kindest way available for us. The other way is worse. And Moira is like, the best way is to lead the course of a child in her family garden. And Xavier goes, yes it is. Isn't that petrifying? Out of nowhere, all you hear is no. And Rasputin 4 comes out of nowhere and goes, get away from her. So Xavier is able to put up a force field right before Rasputin 4's swords hit. And she goes, you stand with Sinister? You're following his plan? And then you lied to me about it? So while Rasputin 4 is attacking him violently, and Xavier is trying to explain himself, and he goes, it wasn't his plan, it's my plan. And then he just goes, I don't have the time or the patience to explain to you or anybody else what's going on. Hate me, fine. As long as I save you guys, you could hate me. And he has these two Sinister diamonds in his hand, and he throws them, and they turn into these Sinister chimeras. And I'm just asking myself as I'm reading this, like, how is this Charles Xavier? Like,
What the hell's going on out here?
but then Rasputin 4 is like, I kill an army of them to get to you. And Xavier's like, bet you will. Question is can you do it in time? I think not. So he goes, Moira, stop. And she stops. He's about to shoot her. And all of a sudden, Rachel Summer goes, hey, you may not need to explain anything to anyone, but anyone wants to explain something to you before you do this. My team didn't go through all this just for you to just wipe everything out like it never happened. Especially like this. This is how you beat Enigma. So then Professor Xavier thinks, he thinks, he thinks. Then he goes, you don't know what you're asking me, Rachel, but I won't destroy Krakoa. I'll save mankind another way. So the Moira's like, what are you doing? Professor Xavier's like, I'm hoping you're going to make the right decision in the end, that you'll be thinking something other than yourself. Now listen, Moira, I don't know what he tells her in her head, but she goes, what and he goes, and you'll forget about all this. So he goes to Rasputin 4 and is like, we need to clean up all this stuff before we get out of here. There can't be any traces that we were here. Rasputin 4 is like, don't worry about it. The mistakes will be straightened up. So now we switch to Enigma and Moira in a text thread. Actually, it's not a text thread. Enigma is like projecting directly in her mind. Damn that, it's a text thread. So the first two is pretty much explaining how he was projecting everything in this text thread. So the Moira goes, what's the offer, space god? So Enigma goes, the minions are constructed from intelligence. World minds are 10 million. Titans are 100 million. The minions are at least 10 titans combined. The more the merrier. I will have more. I will be absorbing all the intelligence in this locale in the near future. So the Moira goes, this AI rapture the Nimrod Omega Center wants. It seems intriguing. The Azores are no longer themselves in any meaningful way. They're not even there. They are part of the greater whole, neutrons in the mind of a god, firing according to its will. So Moira goes, I think my AI colleagues will be interested in knowing this. He goes, I cannot be stopped. In this timeline, the Phoenix is dead. Okay, let me stop right there. He'll go on to say like, you know, I arranged this and so on and so forth. And then he gives her a choice. He pretty much tells her that I can absorb you, but you'll have your own consciousness. So you won't be like all the others. Choose. And she chooses yes. Now, let me talk to you. Now, I remember when John D. Hickman came out with all this stuff about the world mind and about the Dominions and so on and so forth. And it clearly said that the three things that the Dominion fears is the World Eater, Galactus, and the Phoenix. That's what it said. The World Eater, Galactus, and the Phoenix. And I'm not gonna lie, when the one above all was talking to Blue Marvel about Enigma, I'm like, what the hell is he worried about? He's the one above all. But if he's worried, then this dude must be a lot stronger than what's being told or what's being led on. But that right there shows that he is still a normal, regular Dominion, and the Phoenix can take him out. He don't want none of that smoke. That's why he set it up to where Jean gets knifed and the Phoenix is dying, because he don't want that smoke from the Phoenix. So truth be told, since he don't want the smoke from the Phoenix and he took out the Phoenix, all we gotta do is call Reed Richards and say, hey, put a call on the Galactus come in. He don't want that smoke either. I guarantee he don't want that smoke. So let me know. Can the Phoenix beat Enigma? Can Galactus beat Enigma? Like, it's all powerful thing. I'm not going for it anymore. I'm sorry. I'm just not impressed anymore. Like for a while, I'm thinking this dude's gonna be like, no, he's gonna take up everybody's books and it's gonna span the whole summer and it's gonna take everybody to take him out. And I'm thinking like, maybe not so much. Kieron Gillen, I'm from Ohio, but I might as well be from Missouri because you're gonna have to show me. So back to Moira. She said yes. And she goes, so all I gotta do is open up a port right here. And he goes, yep, stand right there. Something goes into her eye. You turn to the next page. It looks all crazy. It looks like planets all forming. The next thing you know, Mecha Sentinel comes out of nowhere and goes, hurry up, Moira. We need you. And then Moira goes, I've got some good news. A Dominion has made contact. They want to help us. Now, 14 minutes into this video, this is when the story goes way left. So Sinister's talking shit to Xavier, talking about that you didn't do it. And he thinks everything is cool when Rasputin 4 just starts charging. Xavier grabs Rasputin 4 and goes, stop, we need him. And she goes, really? We need him? Like Krakoa needed him? Look how that turned out, sir. And Xavier goes, very well, and lets him go. And all Sinister could get out was, Xavier, you absolute, before that sword is all up in his stomach and he is done. Done. Flip fork at him. Well, I guess the sword went into him. So Rasputin 4 goes, that felt good. I hate that felt good. I was made by him. That I enjoyed that speaks how bad of a father he was to me. And Xavier goes, the feeling of shame for yourself is sometimes necessary. Who do this dude think he's talking to? Like, you let her go. You let her kill him. Like, you shouldn't be giving any advice to anybody right now. So then Rachel starts giving Xavier the business, talking about, damn right it is, Xavier, how could you? And he goes, sometimes shame is a cause, Rachel. It was the best option we had. The alternative is worse. It is so much worse and more unlikely, but you win. We'll try it. So then Rachel's like, we'll resurrect the Phoenix. It'll work. I know it will. And then Professor Xavier goes, Rachel, I know it's late for this, but you should know I'm sorry. And shoots her in the back. What the hell is going on? Like, oh my God. I read the Onslaught saga. I saw the whole progression of Xavier pretty much turning bad. I remember reading when he sent that second team before he sent the second team with Gabriel Summers, and they all died, and he had to wipe the whole memory from Cyclops. I mean, Xavier has done some bad things. This one might take the cake. Like, I don't know how he comes back from this one. Like, he's either going to be a really good bad guy for the X-Men, or they're going to kill him. That's all I can say. I mean, maybe there's a third alternative. I don't know, Gillen. Guess we're about to find out. But, man, Rachel? Like, this ain't my Xavier. This is not my Xavier. Let me know in the comments how you feel, because this is not my Xavier.